doesn't like it. So she goes and smacks him back and like gives him the what for. I don't know. It's
Poor
just
Maple.
dumb.
Maple just wants to play with the kiddos, and they want to play outside, and I'm not trusting my boys to take her outside and play. Hi, Maple. You want to come up here? She's like, yes, Mom.
You've had cats for a long while. I'm gonna send you this, and later on,
Come here. She's like, no, I want to play. Tiger in boots? Aw. Like, I don't know, you always have that one.
yeah, the cats just like to do that and be ridiculous. So I'm gonna get some more fiber prepped because I'm almost out of fiber on this one that's already been separated out.
Yeah, I didn't know how much I would need, which is part of the reason why I didn't prep it. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't believe how much I've gotten done.
Yeah, you've gotten a lot done today, girly. Yeah, you've had cats long enough. Later after stream, I want you to look at that picture on Apollo's chin and like near his gum line and see what you think.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be...
It could just be that he got smacked around too much, or it could be like an ingrown or something.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm getting nervous. It's just huge, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know, especially, you know, that's your babies.
Oh, yeah.
Can't find bobbins you like. What kind of bobbins?
We gotta stretch redeem.
Okay, let me tie this up.
And I think we're pretty close to an ad break, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we have about 8 minutes for
Okay,
lace
cool.
making. Oh, okay. Oh, stretching is good. Thank you so much.
I'm getting crunchy like a glow stick over here.
Oh, I messed up the other day. I think it was Wednesday.
Yeah.
I got out of bed and my back was killing me. It was one of those nights, I guess. I don't know. And I made the mistake of laying back down. Dandy, hello, how are you? It's been a minute.
Man.
But I always
Dan,
love
good to see
seeing
you,
your name in chat. How are you? So
Wait, Dan, did you get the living situation sorted out?
Oh, yes, did you? But I'll do a refresher quick for everyone. Liz and I are here, and I'm doing a charity stream for Hope for the Day. And Hope for the Day is trying to make talking about mental health crisis more accessible to everybody, which is amazing. And, you know, they're not just in the 50 states, but 26 countries, 17 languages, but along with mental health, because, you know, it's not just mental health alone. There's also the whole trigger warning for suicide and stuff, because, like, it kind of goes along with mental health sometimes.
Luna, get your tail out of the door. Come on, Luna.
So
Girl.
the goal for Hope for the Day is to provide tools for early recognition, intervention, and to disrupt the highest risk factors for mental health crisis and suicide. Oh my gosh. Eris Korriban, I think I pronounced your name right. I forget. I apologize if I didn't. But hello, welcome on in. How was your stream? It is, Melissa. It is. AK Pikachu, hello. Jow! Oh my gosh. We were just talking about you sweet bean.
Yeah. It's like you knew.
It's like you knew.
What are you doing, Luna Bear?
But welcome on in, everyone. Yeah, we were talking about you and your sewing and how you first saw my dress that I designed. But I'm trying to raise money. You suffer this, have been diagnosed with mental issues. Melissa, and that's perfectly fine. Ooh, Eris, thank you for that follow. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm gonna snooze my ads. But typos incomplete. That's fine. You know what? It's English, right? It's English. English is hard. That's what I chalk it up to.
Words are hard for sure.
But yeah, I'm trying to raise money for Hope for the Day because they're trying to bring awareness and, you know, talk about mental health and suicide to everyone that needs it. And like, to me, I've worked in some kind of situation for years. Before I worked where I do now, I worked with traumatic brain injuries, and with that is mental health issues. But now I work with, I know, see, this is my life. So this charity reaching out to me was perfect for me.
Yeah, no kidding.
But now I work with developmentally delayed individuals, which double up with, once again, mental health. And so some of that does also include suicide, so I apologize. We do have a trigger warning about that, but Hope for the Day is trying to, you know, provide tools for early recognition and intervention to disrupt the highest risk factors for mental health crisis and suicide, which is phenomenal. They're in not just the 50 states, but also 26 countries, 17 different languages. And yeah, they'll engage all kinds of audiences from adolescents to seniors with any community space. So including academics, so schools, high school, maybe middle school if needed. You know, some of that stuff that happens. Maybe colleges? I can imagine colleges, right?
Colleges, I remember, I know at my college, a couple of times they've done talks like that and mental health talks. So yeah, colleges would definitely be a good avenue for that.
Then also professional spaces, so like your job. Stuff like that, which is amazing. And then just general population places, like I've mentioned a couple times, I know Dunkin' Donuts has conference rooms. I think other coffee shops might too. But
you keep mentioning Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm like, I'm crying on the inside because we don't have Dunkin' out here anymore. Like, we don't have Dunkin' out here.
Oh, that's so sad. Like, Dunkin' is good for cheap coffee.
Like, we had it in Arizona, but up here, we don't have it at all. Like, I can't find a Dunkin' to save my life up here.
And, like, if I had to choose between Starbucks and Dunkin', I would always go...
I'd choose Dunkin' too.
Like, Dunkin' for the ease. But if I really have my heart set on really good, well, better than Dunkin' coffee, Starbucks.
We have so many local joints out here that it kind of makes Starbucks irrelevant, which is oddly nice.
I wish we had more local joints. Like, we have one in the next town to us, but they're only open, like, specific hours, and I'm at work.
That's fair. Krispy Kreme donuts oh god, I miss donuts. Man, I miss donuts. That's the thing I miss.
Really fickle. So, oh my gosh, Ja just donated $25 to the cause. Thank you so much.
Ah, let's freaking go.
I think 25 is what?
We're at 800 now.
We are at 800. Oh my gosh.
You should show your incentives.
Where are my incentives? I ask that every time. So these are my incentives. If you don't pick one that is candy-wise, I will do that candy-wise one anyways, no matter what, because like I like the pain and suffering. So Ja picked $25. Yes. Like my husband's there. He goes, that's a bean. Bus driving pony. It's been a minute since I've seen you in here, but that's all right because I know life gets in the way and I'm on the East Coast. I don't remember where you are. Oh no, I have to. Oh, it's
How
a
you
good
doing?
one though. I'm not doing a second. I'm not doing a second one now. It's a good one. Okay, Ja. If you don't want the bean, we'll do one of the other ones. Hold on. We can do the smog balls. We have not done that yet. Georgia. Okay. 8 more days.
8 more days is full. Let's go.
So we have smog balls. I know it's. Why is so many things in my stream dirty? But these are crunchy candies with chewy sour center.
Ooh.
They're
I've
not
never heard
bad.
of those before.
And then you know what? For Ja, I would do one of these too. I got Pop Rocks, but sour.
Oh my god, are you gonna do it again?
I will. You know what? We'll do one of these. We'll do the blueberry or blue raspberry.
Oh my god. We'll have to. I have to turn off my spinner then, so then that way you can be heard. Cause y'all, you can hear the pop rocks going off.
You can't. You dislike
It's
Pop
wild.
Rocks. Now imagine this with citric acid, right?
Pop rocks and coke.
Oh, you can see all of it in there again. My mouth is watering already. Why am I
my
doing
God.
this? Why do I do this to myself? Because it's for a good cause. Look, we're at $800. Where am I? Right there, $800.
Woo!
Okay,
Now
ready?
you're gonna do 200 a month, and you're at 800 already on
Yeah,
day
what
one.
happened?
Look at you.
I'm gonna have to up my goal for the month at this rate.
Oh yeah, 100%. You're gonna have to.
Mm-mm. Oh my god. My mouth is watering so bad. Like, I think that was the most sour one yet.
Get supported, craft nerd.
Better than Pop Rocks. Right, but they are warhead sour. I am. I'm so drooling on stream again.
Oh my god.
It is so loud, isn't it? And they won't. I can't swallow them right now. And I'm trying. I think most of them at least.
I'm just like, oh my god, I don't know how you're doing that. My stomach's kind of upset today though, so I really don't know how you're doing it.
Oh gosh, my tongue is like, it went numb right there. Oh, is it Isabella? Like, look, mine's all dressed up. Literally dressed up. You know what? One day, I should. Just to show everybody the dress.
You should. You absolutely should.
And speaking of which, my 5-year affiliate anniversary is coming up in August.
I'm so excited for you.
Yes, much better. But yeah. Oh my gosh, I don't believe that we're almost to the next goal.
And you thought you wouldn't get anything done with this fundraiser. Look at you!
Right?
I'm so happy for you. Yeah, well, since you've been around, yeah. That clothing rack didn't used to be there about, like, what, 6-7 months ago? So
You are
that's a new
correct.
addition as of 2024. But yeah, the clothes have always been back there. But usually,
I remember when they were piled.
usually when y'all see me, I'm a little bit further over, I think. So it kind of covers it. But yeah, the
Is there
cameras are
peanut
flipped
butter in
today.
this? Peanut butter chips. Oh, ads are coming up next. I think during the ads, I'll show the 3 videos again.
That's actually a great idea. I like that.
You pay plenty enough attention. Ja, you're all over the place like I am.
You
Do y'all know how many
enough
chats I'm
attention.
in
Here,
at any given time?
I'm gonna bonk you, Ja. Ja, I'm bonking you. Bonk. There you go.
I feel like I need a bonk emote like that now.
You kind of do. You kind of do. It's a little bit required.
I mean, especially, like, I have 7 animated emotes, I think, that are just open. Yeah,
Yeah, you need some more emotes then. Just saying.
I think it's 7. And I know Calyx, I asked Calyx to do a hi, and I think the tappy, what, bongos?
Yeah, Bongo Cat. Yay!
Yeah, and she'd go make them sheepy, and I go, I'm paying you because she like me. Isn't this amazing? I love it, and it also opens on all 4 sides.
And it opens up your space, like, just visually so much more. I know a lot of that's the cat tree being gone, but it's amazing.
But on top of that, I can take the top one off and take it with me if I need to,
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go.
because it's all complete inside of itself.
You
It's expensive though.
probably should get your ads, your videos loaded.
I will admit it is expensive. Okay, so I'm gonna flip over to the web. Oh, perfect timing too. And here we go.
Mental health is very serious, and it can get very serious, and it can be very scary, and people don't want to talk about that.
For them, it's often bullshit or it's just in my head.
They were afraid of it. When people think mental health, they automatically think like straitjacket, padded room.
I didn't have a proper outlet or a proper voice for a lot of things that I was feeling inside.
I've always had trouble with anxiety, depression.
And my last year of middle school was my first suicide attempt.
I was at a dark point in my life as well, but I managed to overcome with the help of friends, of course, and then also talking and sharing.
Asking for help is what saved my life.
If you're really lost and you don't know what to do, you can build on that and you can learn.
When I started talking about what I felt, it became a huge relief because they were incredibly understanding.
Talk about things, just talk.
You can make it acceptable to not be okay.
It's okay not to be okay.
Het is oké om je niet oké te voelen.
Ce n'est pas mal de ne pas se sentir bien.
It's okay not to be okay, it really is.
Mental health, like physical health, is something we all have. When we talk about mental health, it's usually about depression, anxiety, and thoughts of suicide. But what's not said is that it affects us all. Think of our mind like a bottle of soda. Life shakes us up. And inside, the pressure builds. That pressure is looking for somewhere to go. And if we don't release it, it grows. It grows to the point where we can't enjoy the things we used to, we can't leave the house, or even get out of bed. You have to find moments to open up and release it. It can be as small as sitting still and taking a deep breath. When we talk to each other about what's bothering us, the cap comes off and pressure releases. Forget the stigma, all of us need to talk about our mental health. Start the conversation with hope for the day. We are in this together.
There isn't a whole lot of easily accessible information out there for how we can be supportive when someone we know experiences a mental health challenge. This is because the biggest obstacle to suicide prevention and effective mental health care is the silence of stigma. Stigma isn't just a buzzword. Stigmas are the social and cultural factors that try to dictate how we express ourselves. Traditionally, our society is reactive when it comes to mental health and suicide. We wait to talk about these issues until they directly impact our communities. Suicide is a preventable mental health crisis, and we can all be proactive on prevention by helping to create an environment that no longer waits. You can take action without having to be a trained professional, and here is how we can be supportive. Listen. Being someone that they can talk to is essential when giving support. Let them really express their experiences. Focus on hearing them, minimize talking about yourself, and give them a chance to share all of their concerns. Be non-judgmental. You may not be able to understand exactly what they're going through, and that's okay. Mental health is complicated. Each person's pain is their own. Never measure one person's experience against another. Don't criticize or minimize the way the other person feels. Ask what and not why questions. Asking why can sound judgmental and make the other person feel that they have to justify their feelings. Asking what type of questions gives someone the freedom to describe instead of justify. For example, what makes you feel this way instead of why do you feel this way? Give information, don't diagnose. Don't assume they have an illness or a condition. Provide direction to resources. Don't try to fix someone. Be a bridge connecting someone to trained professionals who can provide guidance, counseling, therapy, and other tools to address mental health challenges. Mental health is complicated. Solutions don't happen overnight. The first step to being supportive is shattering the silence of stigma by starting a conversation and understanding it's okay not to be okay.
Okay, so those 3 videos kind of sum everything up from Hope for the Day.
And they're
And
really good too.
and like it sounds like a lot all at once, which it is, but it
Yeah.
also helps people realize what is needed.
But it's amazing.
And also, not only does it help people realize, it kind of helps people figure out how to help somebody else.
I'm just seeing you tagging me in all of these different Discords right now for the go live notice. I'm like, what is happening?
I tagged you in so many Discords, even ones that you're not even in.
I know. I can see it today. It's like all of them. I'm like, all my notifications are from Zach.
But I want to make sure, people found us.
That's fair. That's very fair. Okay, I think I can move that over. Nice. I'm getting a lot further in this spin than I thought I would today.
Same. I don't believe how much I've gotten done, and the bobbin is evening out now. I think I figured out how to actually move it without moving it too far.
That's exciting. The one thing I don't particularly care for with the electric eel wheel is the flyer. I've kind of come to realize that I think I might like something a little bit more permanent and stationary.
Yeah.
Where it's just like the 5 different hooks and then you just, move your yarn. Or like you move the fiber. I feel like I'm gonna like that a lot more.
Well, I've seen a lot more people getting the auto thing for the flyer. Like it automatically moves back and forth on the bobbin.
See, I feel like that would be useful too, but I don't know. I'm also feeling skeptical.
Like I'm just worried, like, would it off balance the flyer though?
I mean, it could. I don't know. Things you think about.
And like, I mean, it wasn't exactly cheap.
No. The other one, what was I thinking about the other one of getting? The yardage counter. They have a yardage counter built for this.
And I think that would be amazing
But it's for when
too.
you go to wind it and like turn it into a cake. It's not for taking it off and putting it on a nitty-notty.
Oh, see, I already have one of those. The Stanwood stuff that I have the cake thing and the umbrella Swift. I got the Stanwood yardage counter. Action, hello, how are you? I hope all's well in your corner of the world.
Hi, Action. It's good to see you, friend.
It's the sign of the times. I do believe.
It's too much twist. It got too speedy on me.
Oh, that stinks. It's fine there. Awesome. I'm doing well. I am. A little bit of trigger warning. We're talking about mental health and suicide today for Hope for the Day. We've already raised $800 for Hope for the Day today. Best way to distract a cat. Open a window. Yes. How would you do the percentage thing? Like fiber is merino with a glitter strand. Oh, I don't even know. Because it goes off of how much fiber versus glitter you use.
Yeah. When you were combining it all together, was it just like one strand of glitter or like a buttload of glitter?
Like, if it's one strand or even two strands, you could be like 99% merino, 1%.
I was gonna say 90-10.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably... So with the one strand, I normally see people just do 99% merino, one strand, whatever the glitter strand is.
So like, this one, you can see all the glitter in this one, right?
Yep.
This is 85 Cordale wool and 15 nylon.
Lady L! Whew, I just about jumped out of my seat! Lady L, thank you for the resub. Maple is doing phenomenal. She's snoozing right now. She is. Lady L got to meet Maple.
Did she? Oh, I'm
Yes.
jealous.
Oh my gosh. Bus driving pony. Thank you.
Let's get that.
But yes, she's snoozing right now. She's upset at all the rain we've had lately. She loves those nice days.
So, Zach, since people are just coming in, why don't you show your incentives again to show what
I
you're
can.
fundraising for and what they'll get?
Look, I remembered where the button was this time, and this
Oh,
is
that's
perfect.
good.
Because I have to... Bus driving pony. Bus driving pony, I miss when you hang out here. Like, I see everywhere else with you too, but you know. Rabbit
zones,
pony
all
got
that
you?
jazz.
Well, that and work schedules and all that, right? But yes, we're doing a charity stream. Well, the rest of the month is for charity for Hope for the Day, because making mental health crisis discussions and tools and everything available to everybody that needs it is quite important. So I am torturing myself with super sour candy and disgusting beads, or beans, yeah, whoa. Yeah. To help make things, you know, heard and seen and all that good stuff. I'm doing well today. I am. Work, kids, boyfriend, life in general, right? Life in general. Do you want some rain and then you can take a nap? I will send it your way.
Ooh. Rain and a nap sounds heavenly right now, I'm not gonna lie.
Like, I don't nap unless I'm sick. So, like, last Saturday, when I was dehydrated, all I wanted to do was sleep. And I slept until about 12:30.
Oh my god. That's really late for you.
Yeah, I'm normally up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, you're the... I don't understand how you're such an early morning person. Is that just because of work, or have you always been an early morning person?
I've always been an early morning person. Because for high school, it was... I had to get up at 6 to get ready to work for school and stuff. Is that a dollar sign? Well, and the incentives, yes. It's the best I could do. Oh, I already separated that one.
Little Bo, what are you doing, sir?
But, yeah, I've always, like, I'm also the person, you know, that kid that couldn't wait to go to school, so I always got up wicked early.
I did early mornings in college. Like high school, I had to be at band at... I had to be at the parking lot at 6:45 so I could get my equipment and go out to the football field. Because then that way, that's where we ran laps.
Steampunk, thank you for that lurk.
Because sound ordinance meant that you couldn't practice until 7 a.m. So we practiced at 7 a.m. on the dot.
Oh, wow.
Our band instructor was like Very strict.
That is kind of
then-
funny, though.
we followed the law according to the letter. So, and then in college I did Starbucks. I worked at Starbucks in college, and I ended up doing a lot of morning shift because I liked being able to go in. It was a Starbucks inside of a grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
So I literally got there at 4:30, and I got to do all